Good evening, Taverners. Welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. My name is Key. We are live for Selecao das Quinas against La Roja. Portugal versus Spain in the last... Is it the last 16 yet? It is the last... Is it the last 16? It is the last 16. Quarter-final place at stake. Doubted myself then. I'm still worrying about the Mexicans from last night. How are we all doing, everyone? Good to see everyone in the chat. Lots of love. Hope you all had a good, well-rested night after that late finish to the England game. We have got Portugal versus Spain. It's 5 minutes to kick off. Should be a really, really good one. This one is probably the first really big heavyweight game, isn't it? Like, really, really big heavyweight game of two teams who potentially could win it, and maybe teams have actually thought they might win it. Portugal were fancied to start sort of outsiders. Spain, my favourite, certainly before kick-off. One of them will go out tonight. That's the big breaking news. And I honestly can't put my finger on who it is who actually goes out here. But before we get stuck into all that, as usual, I want to give a big shout out to our friends, Oxford Natural. Oxford Natural continuing to sponsor the Matchday Tavern throughout the World Cup. If you are thinking of starting your healthcare journey, you're starting to think about the summer and you're starting to make some positive changes health-wise, then you might want to take a look at Oxford Natural and the Optimum Day and Night supplements that are getting some fantastic results for people like Robbie from AFTV, Michael Owen, KG, lots of great people, lots of people that you and I know that have done really, really well having used Oxford Natural and those Optimum Day and Night supplements. Optimum Day helps you with your stuff like your cravings, keeping your energy up throughout the day, and Optimum Night is about helping you sleep better, rest, reset, and recover. If you want to go and check out the link, and you can find out more about Oxford Natural and how their supplements work and how their services work. So they've got a whole lot of other stuff that they do. Go and check them out. 70% off your first order with code KEY70. You can scan the QR code which is on screen right now, or you can click the link in the description. Big shout out to them. Thank you very much. And with that said, let's get stuck into Portugal. Roberto Martínez versus Luis de la Fuente, in other words. And we can go through the lineups now as well. So, lineups are as follows. For Portugal, it is Diogo Costa in goal, João Cancelo, Ruben Dias and Renato Veiga at centre-back with Nuno Mendes on the left, João Neves, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, midfield three, and then up front it's Pedro Neto, João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at him. Hey, there he is. I think he'll do really well tonight, Ronaldo. I don't know why. I feel like he's answering his critics. I really do. Feel like he's answering his critics. For Spain, it's Unai Simon. Oh my God, it's not David Raya. I can't believe it. It's Unai Simon in goal. It's Pedro Porro right back. Pau Cabasi, Aymeric Laporte, and Marc Cucurella, new Real Madrid left back. Pedri, Rodri, Dani Olmo as the midfield, and then it's a front three of, it was the very same front three that were fantastic in the last game. Alex Baena off the left, Lamine Yamal off the right, and that man up front, Mikel Oyarzabal, everyone's dark horse for the Golden Boots. Mikel Oyarzabal. Okay. Right, let's say hello to everyone. We're only 60 seconds to kick off. Absolutely slacking here. Had a nightmare. Right. Come on, Key. Sort your life out, mate. Have a laugh. Right, here we go. Very close to kick off. Callum, Portugal 1, Spain 2. Who we got in the chat today? Welsh win, good to see you. Deserved that win. Mexico had 20 shots. I'll be honest, I thought England were very, very lucky. And I do mean very, very lucky. I thought it was a very, very good performance. Well, you know what? I would still say that was game of the tournament. It was game of the tournament, wasn't it, that last night? Good to see you, Neil, Jelly, Joe, number 1 security, Sarah, 3-star. Who else we got in? City of Northville, good to see you, man. Vlogger's Life, come on, Portugal. How's it going, Jabber? Let's get the pints on, Key. Neil says, I've just ran the numbers. Portugal are going to win on pens with Ronaldo converting the last one. Vamos, Portugal. We shall see. Key, are you in agreement with me for once that England were jammy last night? What do you mean? Am I in agreement with you that England are jammy, or am I just in agreement with you in general, like we don't agree a lot? Yeah, I do. I think England were very, very lucky last night. I do. I think England were fortunate. First half, we go in at half time 2-1 up. And I'll be honest, I thought Portugal were full value for the lead at that point. I thought England we had 2 chances going forward. We scored both of them. You know, Mexico had really tested Jordan Pickford 2 or 3 times. Missed an absolute sitter themselves as well. Probably should have scored. I thought Mexico would at least value for the draw at half time. FCB, how's it going? Jamie Vargas, hello Key, how about the English last night? Went to the Azteca, down to 10 and said, we got this. By the way, Portugal 2-1 Spain, you're saying. Okay, Jamie. 2-1 Spain. I'll be honest, I fancy Spain to go through, but I think it's going to be... I think we are going to see extra time here, by the way. I do think it's going to be extra time. Possibly pens. Game of the tournament was Argentina v Cape Verde. Have you seen the Brazilian media this morning? They're absolutely ripping Ancelotti and the players. Well, as they should do. How dare they go out to little old Norway? The arrogance of Brazil. No, do you know what? I've got to say, I thought they were really disappointed. Spain drive forward. Strike! Whoa, good shot. Diogo Costa with a save. George, how's it going? Tried to stay up when it got delayed. I fell asleep as I was angry with the FIFA U-turn. However, the FIFA Trump scandal today is worse. Ball pulled back. Oh, cleared away by Portugal. Oh, it started well, this one. Vitinha did well to get it away. Kiyu, do you think's going to win the Golden Boot? I'm sticking with Oyarzabal. My mate Oyarzabal. I think he's going to come from nowhere and get a little hat-trick in against someone. Cheers, Faris. I saw England win the World Cup in my dreams, says Passport. Mark says, Key, what do you think about the news? Trump asking FIFA to cancel the red card. Do you know what? I think there's a little bit of a storm in a teacup there. I haven't got an issue with him asking for him to cancel the red card. Has anybody else? Has anybody else got an issue with him asking to cancel? I don't have an issue with that. I think if that was Barack Obama, everyone would be saying, do you know what? What a great president. He's done well there. Now, listen, I'm not Trump's biggest fan. But, you know, argue the point, not the arguer. I can't really have a pop at the guy for making some calls and see if he could get it turned over. The issue here is not Trump. The issue is FIFA. The issue isn't Trump. The issue is FIFA. Don't point at Trump. Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Donald Trump messaged and said, listen, I don't like that red card. Any chance we can turn it over? And Infantino, oh, yes. Of course we can. Of course we can. You don't have an issue with politics being involved in football. And politics has been involved in football for generations. But again, don't blame Trump. Don't blame Trump. It's not Trump's fault. Trump's done nothing wrong by asking. Faris says, Keys, better to put the score on the screen. No, I agree, mate, but I haven't got the score on the screen here. I only have it over on the other place. YT. I don't have it on TikTok. Trump couldn't name 4 American players, I don't think. No, and again, but that he's not there to, is he? He doesn't necessarily need to. It was in the interest of the American people. The interests of the American people, god damn it. And he came into action. He put some calls in and they did it. The issue isn't Trump. The issue is Infantino, I promise you. It definitely ain't Trump. 3-star says, yes, Key, I have a big issue with it. What next? If USA lose tonight, will Trump want the match result reversed? Well, I mean, listen, I don't think he was asking for anything that other teams don't ask for, which is a review. He asked for a review, and FIFA conceded. FIFA wilted. What FIFA should have done, what we all expect FIFA to have done, is said, no, actually, that's not right. We're not gonna do it. Instead, they did. Will says also, Key, what's happened with quizzes? I've missed 4 streams. Got people on their knees begging for the quiz. Mate, do you know what? I've not done the quiz app. Basically, I need to tweak it still. I haven't done it. So if you want to do a quiz tonight, by all means, it's all yours, mate. Of course, he'll want it reversed. Does anyone else have a backbone? Why are we acting like no one has agency? Exactly. Why are we acting like Trump asking a question means he gets his own way? He shouldn't. I'm almost certain there wasn't any threats involved. I'm almost certain there wasn't any threats. Probably a little bit of pressure. Did you expect Infantino to say no? FIFA gives no damn. Just remember who was the president before him, Sepp Blatter. Well, Sepp Blatter has. Sepp Blatter's come out and said it was wrong. They shouldn't have done it. Even though he was the guy who awarded it to all the others. All the corrupt nations. Anfield Vortex says, hi, Key. Trump's just a royal prat in most situations, not just this decision. And again, that's entirely fair. I'm not. It's not a defense of Trump, by the way. I just don't think he's the issue in this particular circumstance. I think if any other US president had got that overturned, they would have been lauded. What a ball that is! Spain are in, should be 1-0. Oh, he's dragged it wide. Is he off? Oh, Yazabel's not offside, and he's missed an absolute sitter. Oh, that was wonderful play from Spain. Absolutely fantastic stuff. He's on. Oh, it's a lovely pass. That's brilliant. Dani Olmo flashes a lovely ball through. Oh, Yazabal left-footed, and he just drags it. Oh, it's a poor finish. He's going to be disappointed with that one. Who said he's going to win the Golden Boot? Shocking. Terrible idea. Dreadful miss. Adam says, but it's not been rescinded, it's been postponed for a year, so they still believe it's a red. Well, and you know what? And that's the really technical bit that's quite interesting. So, Belgium can't appeal without the decision in writing. They're not legally allowed to appeal the decision without sort of giving their reasons in writing. But the first thing that Belgium did was ask FIFA for their reasons for their decision. They're allowed to challenge. All they asked for was, can you give us the reasons? Can you give us the reasons you've made this decision? FIFA have taken that as an appeal. They've put that through the appeal process. The appeal process requires the written decision, which FIFA haven't provided. So Belgium have lost the appeal. Strike from Portugal, headed away. How's it going, Shahid? Good to see you, Shell. Were you disappointed with Senegal's behaviour versus Belgium? Well, Senegal's behaviour on and off the pitch has been questionable. That's why you've got players saying they're not going to play again for Senegal as long as the current coaching staff are in charge. FM No Casuals, can we postpone Kwanzaa then? Well, you would, yeah, maybe. If Belgium have got, or rather if USA have got a case with Balogun, you would imagine that England would have a case with Jarrell Kwanzaa. And I think that's honestly, I think that is the only way that FIFA get themselves out of this sort of sticky mess, is to say that what we're going to do is across the knockout games, if a player gets a red card, he's back. We're not going to extend it to the next game. He just gets a suspended ban. We want all the best players available. So maybe as if you get a red card, you're off for the remainder of that game, but you don't miss the next one. I genuinely believe that is the only way they're going to get around it. That's the only way. There's no other way. How you going, Shahid? I'm very good, mate. Thank you. How are you? Did you agree with the Kwanzaa red card? I did, yes. Portugal strike. Good save from Unai Simon. Corner kick to Portugal. The World Cup is rigged for the United States. We might as well move on. Oh, I don't believe that. You don't believe that, really, George. I'm sure you don't believe that. I don't think it's rigged for the United States. There's been some questionable decisions in this tournament. Some people have said it's rigged for Messi. People have said it's rigged for Messi. People have said it's rigged for Portugal. People are now saying it's rigged for the US. There's questions being asked. Jabba says, even as an American, I agreed with the Balogun red, but not the Kwanzaa one. And the Kwanzaa one is forceful, he's high, you know. It does meet a lot of the criteria for a straight red card. I don't want that to be a red card, but where we are in football, that is a red, isn't it? City of Northville, they removed Ronaldo's suspension, so he didn't miss the 2026 World Cup opener. Again, very true, yeah. Didn't he have wasn't it a 2 or 3 game ban? Sure, he was going to miss basically the entire group stage for Portugal, wasn't he? Bit of justice if Belgium knock the US out tonight, says Kieran. Do you know what I do wonder? I do wonder whether or not the US will seek to leave Balogun out. Even if he is available, I do wonder whether they might leave him out. I think there's a real possibility they might look at it and go, do you know what? I think we might choose to just leave him out so we avoid this hot mess. And we will try our very best to just put it to bed. Because then if Balogun, let's say if Balogun plays and Balogun scores, there's going to be a legal challenge. Belgium it'll just continue. There'll be a whole lot of nonsense going on, and Belgium will challenge the decision. They'll take it through to the sports arbitration panel and all that stuff. It'll be a huge mess if Balogun plays and scores. So I do just wonder, to avoid all that, if the US just seek to not play him. It was a 3-game ban and they deferred 2 of Ronaldo. FPL have a pint. Kane's voice in the aftermatch interview was well funny. Yeah, he was goosed, wasn't he? Shouting and singing. What happened with Jordan Henderson? Christ. No, he's getting on a bit. Can't even leap over an advertising boarding, whatever it is. Jabba, the only way Kwanzaa's was a red for me was if the player's foot was planted. It wasn't. I mean, if his foot was planted, I think he might have broke his leg because it was very, very high. I think it probably was, you know. I think it was a red. I had no issue with Kwanzaa being sent off for that. And I think both were penalties. I actually think the referee it was a difficult game for the ref last night, but I think he did well. He handled it well. Ree says, does it say more about the state of football or me that a lot of red card challenges, my instant reaction is fantastic tackle? Yeah, I think it's more to do with the state of football, isn't it? There's a lot of tackles where they go in and you're like, oh, go on, lad. Yeah, we want to see more tackles like that. We do. Every single football fan likes a good tackle, but inevitably you've got the whingers who, feels like a red card gets gradually more lenient and lenient and lenient. Less and less of a tackle is required to actually hit a red card now. How's it going, Keith? Andy, if it was any other country, I don't think that red card gets overturned. I have to disagree, Andy. I don't think it's anything to do with the US. I really don't. Because we've seen Portugal get the same sort of decision. But there's been fortunate decisions given to other nations by FIFA. Good ball. Well done, Simon. He needs an operation now on his arm, yeah. Yeah, I was seeing he's out now for a bit, isn't he? Good pass. Here's Lamine Yamal down the right-hand side. Go on, lad. Cuts inside. Strike. Good save, Costa. Strike again. Oh, another good save. Wow. Yes, Diogo Costa. Love that. Joe says, Key, you're going to think I'm having you on, but we have to start Burn against Norway. No, I don't. I genuinely don't think you're having me on, mate. I 100% believe that you believe that we should start Dan Burn. Believe me, there's not a doubt in my mind that you believe that. With all the chatter, the boss move would be to come in and just not even use him anyways and win decisively. Exactly. And I think that's what it is. I think that's exactly what they should do. And maybe will do. We'd agree, very quiet game considering the rivalry. Corner kick for Spain, whipped in. Portugal headed away. Is there such a big rivalry between Portugal and Spain? Cucurella, far post. Oh, it comes back over to Olmo. Danny Olmo. Here's Yamal. Lovely ball. Portugal headed away. This is a good game so far. Really fast start. I don't understand. You want Burn to start. No, I believe that you believe that Dan Burn should start. Burn done a good job, but he can't start, says Scouse. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that one. Keith says Trump's paid the officials. The only way the USA is still in it. Oh, no, I have to disagree with that. Keith, do you think the Mexico pen should have been a pen? Yeah, of course it was. Kane booted his leg. Yes, in the same sense as England and France, countries that have hated each other for centuries. I mean, I'm guessing... I don't know Portugal and Spain. Certainly not from a footballing sense. I don't think there's ever been a huge rivalry between these two, has there? Not as far as I'm aware. Am I imagining this too, or Kane conceded that same penalty a few times accidentally when making clearances? Yeah, I mean, I don't like that penalty. I don't like that sort of penalty where a player's about to swing his foot, he's just coming into contact with it, and someone nips in from behind and just gets a toe on it and then gets booted. I don't like that as a penalty, but it kind of is, isn't it? Phil, what are you hiding under the blanket? It's not a blanket, mate. It's a Liverpool away shirt. Look at that. Liverpool away shirt. It's not a blanket. Someone just asked me to put it there so it makes it easier for the chat to be read. Oh, I need it pulling that way, don't I? Need it pulling over there a bit more. There you go. Blanket be better. Well, to each their own, mate. Wales versus England. Scotland, England is a bigger rivalry. Mark says, Key, what do you think about Paraguay? Disgusting behaviour against France. They were terrible. They didn't even get a booking, did they? I mean, I think you have to play France like that to some degree. You've got to give them a bit of a kick in. Get a Sabutio pitch on the desk, Key. Proper nostalgia. Yeah, I might get the carpet thing, the little green. Yeah, I might do. That's not a bad idea, that. But again, it might, you won't be able to see the white chat on that. Spurs splashing all the cash so far. Rest of the top teams quiet. Spurs with Tonali, Mateus Fernandes and Jan-Paul Van Hecke. Is that going to be enough to get them in and around the top 6? How's it going, Rush Fowler? Scouse, what season Liverpool kit was your favourite? I think this season's home kit I really, really like. I like a lot of the recent home kits. Oh, great ball. Portugal in the box. Just over the bar. Phil Harmer, worst team at the World Cup. I know Scotland, they've been so poor. Or in your opinion, Scotland. For me, the worst team at the World Cup would have to be... Worst team at the World Cup? What are we saying, folks? That's a good question. Worst team at the World Cup? Probably Turkey. Yeah, Turkey. I know they kind of... I'm just really shocked by how they turned up and went out in the group stage. I thought Turkey were really poor. I expected a lot better. Yeah. You can do a tactics breakdown and a bit like Emma Hayes. Yeah, no, I think I need the chalkboard, don't I? I got the chalkboard behind me. Jabba says Australia the worst. Qatar says, well, yeah, Qatar weren't brilliant. But again, was that a real shock? Probably not. They did at least score against Switzerland. Phil says Turkey disappointed, but Scotland did nothing, absolutely nothing, after 7 minutes of game 1. Yeah, the Haiti game aside, Scotland were truly, truly dreadful. Who was more shameful, Germany or Brazil? Germany. Yeah, Germany. I'll tell you what, Anthony Taylor's not having anything in this game. That should have been that's a cynical foul from Cancelo. Yeah, it's a cynical foul and it's a free kick for Spain. Best team at this World Cup, Cape Verde. Qatar looked semi-pro. Clips, did you watch England? I did, mate, yes. Yeah, I was up for England. I just didn't stream it, but I was up for it. I was going to stream the game. I had it. I was all ready to go. I was up. I was awake. 12:45, 1 a.m. kickoff. Bang, perfect. And then as soon as it got delayed to a 2 a.m. kickoff, I was like, oh, my God. This is going to be 2 a.m. kickoff. And I genuinely thought it would go extra time, which meant it was like a 5 a.m. finish at best. A 5 a.m. finish. Corner kick. Is it corner? No. Goal kick. Lou Harwood, all that Pickford hate has gone. Has it? Pickford was dreadful in the game against Croatia. Couple of the games, to be honest, I think he's been poor. Should have probably conceded. Well, he wasn't great against Ghana. Are you still sticking to your original forecast? Lose to Norway. Last night will feel so anticlimactic. I can graciously accept the RG's France, Spain, but bearded Vikings less so. Yeah, I did. I mean, I said that, didn't I? I thought Norway would beat Brazil, and I thought that England would lose to Norway, and yes, I would. I absolutely would. Come on, Spain, says Shell. Yes. Hydration break sponsored by aliens. Lou says he saved us when it mattered. Also, that was the defence's fault, but nobody's saying anything about them. Lou, it's only because you're an Everton fan. He was definitely at fault. He was 100% at fault for the Congo goal. That wasn't the defence's fault. The Congo goal was on Pickford. Pickford redeemed himself v Mexico. He had a couple of good saves, didn't he? Yeah. Did alright. Phil says Qatar would beat Scotland, mate. This isn't England-Scotland rage baiting either. Qatar v Scotland would have been a hell of a matchup in the World Cup. Pickford is beyond reproach. For now. Let's say for now. Hey, up! It's a nice Portuguese lady. George, I will never support Spain or Portugal. I can't bring myself to do that. I don't like Ronaldo, and Spain are scum. That's outrageous. I love Spain. What's up with Spain? FIFA president Gianni Infantino has released a statement. Breaking news. What's the statement saying? But it's not quite breaking news. Emil Zan says, you're tripping. That was not an easy shot for Pickford against Congo. It's low down to his near post. He's got to save it. Gamer Guru says, Brazil putting Neymar on the pitch, lost them the game. Should have never been in the squad. Do you know what really did lose Brazil the game in that one? Why is Bruno Guimaraes stepping up to take that penalty? Why? Like, in the nicest possible way. Fair play to Bruno for stepping up and taking it. He's taken about two penalties in his entire career. He's not a penalty taker. Why is Bruno Guimaraes taking a pressure penalty at the World Cup? I'm sorry, that is absolute madness to me. That has to go to a Vinny or a Cunha. It's got to go to one of the centre forwards. It can't be that Bruno Guimaraes is taking it. So that's what let Brazil down. That they didn't have anyone stepping up to take it. Welshman, Koeman and Nagelsmann have left their positions. Do you think Slot will go to Holland, Key? Well, allegedly he's in the running for it. Personally, I don't think he should, and I don't think he will. I think I'd be quite disappointed if Slot went and took the Holland job. I think he's better than that. I think he's better than international football. I'm kind of disappointed when any top manager takes an international job. For Jurgen Klopp and Ancelotti, it's kind of fine because they're at the end of their careers. They're kind of winding down. I think that's what international management is about. It's about senior, elder statesmen. That's why I always have massive doubts over Nagelsmann. Massive, massive doubts. Joe says, no, someone has to, Key. It's not his fault. No, I agree. I wasn't blaming Bruno. I wasn't blaming him at all. As I say, I think he had the balls to step up and take it, but it's frustrating for Brazil. I think it has to be on Vinny and it has to be on Cunha that they didn't put their hand up. Martin says, I was hoping Brazil win as fancied England running all over that midfield. I mean, I don't think our midfield has been particularly good. Jude Bellingham did well last night, though. Have to give credit where it's due. Thought Jude was absolutely fantastic. That's Jude Bellingham at his absolute best. And maybe the whole sort of, is he going to pick Rodgers, is he going to pick Jude, has kind of lit a bit of a fire under Jude Bellingham. Lit a spark in there. Portugal coming forward. This is better. What did you think about the Neymar penalty? Shouting at the goalkeeper, Key. I mean, again, my view on it, mate. I have no issue with people saying anything on a football pitch to get an edge. And I do mean anything. I genuinely, I don't think there should be a line anywhere. I don't think there should be a line anywhere. I think if you say anything at all on a football pitch, say it. Say whatever you want. Hurty words. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words should never hurt me. Hurty words. Phil says 60% fit. Saka has 3 assists in the World Cup, playing 140 minutes only. A couple of them are corners, though, aren't they? Unsurprisingly, I think. Gordon was brilliant, Drew. Yeah, see, Anthony Gordon, I think it's been really good to see Gordon come back in. Because I think he obviously got a lot of criticism, didn't he, in that first game, and he got took off. He's been brilliant against Congo. He was instrumental in the game against Congo, and I thought he was probably England's second best player last night after Jude Bellingham. He was brilliant. Gamer Guru, there's defo a line. Not for me. No, not for me. I think all you're doing then is making certain things more special than another. There's awful things you can say on a football pitch that are related to all manner of things. So no, I don't think there's anything special. Nothing special you can say on a football pitch. There's people who say awful stuff just to gain an advantage. awful, or truly awful stuff. And I don't think it matters, really. Scouser, as long as not racist. I'll be honest. I'd even draw the line beyond that. No, I'd say even that, because here's the thing. If that's unacceptable, and it's completely unacceptable in modern society, but then everything else isn't. Everything else. There's loads of horrible stuff that people say on football pitch. Christ, go back far enough. Look how they used to behave on footy pitches. It's horrendous. Dekmaki, Neymar was more worried about mouthing off at the keeper after his pen rather than getting the ball back for a quick kick-off. No, they did. I just don't think there's any way you can, because this is why we brought in the whole thing like this now, and there's stuff people are still saying. If you've had a bereavement in the family, and you're trying to gain an edge in a match, and let's say you're the type of person, Suarez, for example. Suarez, I don't think there's a line he wouldn't cross to try and get in your head in a football match. I bet Suarez would say some stuff on a football pitch about your mum, or your dad, or your wife, or your dog, or anything. I think that's what it would be. I think you would see an awful, and again, I just find that's the only way you're going to get around it. That's the only way you're ever going to get around it, is make the no line. There's no line, because I don't think any of it's acceptable. It's either all acceptable or none of it is. We don't live back then, Key. There's certain words you can't say. Okay, so let's say you say one of those words, and we can all agree those words are wrong. You say one of those that's wrong. Is that worse? Is that more despicable or less despicable than, say, having a pop at someone who's, let's say their mum had just died? Again, I'm not saying for 1 second it would happen. I think there are people out there who would have a go at Cody Gakpo for what had happened. And I'm not saying that's despicable. Truly, truly despicable. But I don't think there's anything in FIFA's regulations to say on a football pitch someone couldn't do that. It's more about how you police these things, isn't it? Scouser says Zidane didn't like it. Materazzi got in his head, so he headbutted him, got sent off, so the words worked. And that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm getting at. Joe, there's definitely a line. Racism is unacceptable in any place. Joe, I think you mistake. Do you believe that what I'm saying is racism is acceptable? Is that what you believe I've just said? Are you under the assumption that I'm saying racism's fine? Yeah, just say whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no, I don't think that's absolutely not what I'm saying. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. Ingar Hovley says, what do you reckon Norway's chances are versus England, mate? I think you'll beat us. Then again, I thought Mexico would beat us. I thought it was very close. And I think Norway will too. Gamer Guru, pretty sure attacking someone for the death in the family is treated the same. No, I absolutely disagree. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. In fact, well, we've never seen it before, have we? Have you ever seen anyone prosecuted for saying some awful stuff on a football pitch that isn't racism? I don't think so. And I think there's absolutely a lot that's been said. I just think there's an awful lot that the FIFA could do. I don't necessarily agree with this rule. I think it's a mad rule. Clip says, just play football and don't give an F what anyone says. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of what I'm saying from a ruling point of view, yeah. I don't know how FIFA can really... get around it, because again, it's that whole thing of Bellingham. Bellingham's covered his mouth, hasn't he? And it wasn't a confrontation. But then other people have done that as well. It's so blurred lines. So blurred lines with how FIFA have it at the minute. Lewis says we're going all the way. I said blind faith after the Croatia game. Come on. Well, says, it's like when United fans mock Hillsborough or Liverpool do playing motions. If players do the same, then treat them the same. Lifetime ban. Well, we'd like to think that would be the case, wouldn't we? I would agree. I think we could all get behind that. But I don't think that is the case. I guess that's my point. Yeah. I think it's more that there seems to be those blurred lines. Adam says Hincapié got sent off for covering his mouth. He did, yeah. There's been a few examples in this tournament. Almiron, Hincapié. I think there might be more as well. I think players will get caught out more. Abuse is abuse. It's not acceptable, and there is a line. I know. Well, what you're saying there is that some abuse is acceptable and some isn't. You're saying there is a line. I'm saying either there is no line, or all abuse has to be, and at the minute, all abuse isn't. So either there is no line, or the line needs to be incredibly dragged further forward for hurty words, for any sort of abuse. For, I don't know, I shagged your missus last night. You know, that sort of stuff would offend a lot of people, and rightly so. Chance. Oh, big save. Unlucky. Good effort. Unai Simon with the save. Paraguay number 10 covers his mouth. Decision is red card. No abuse is tolerable. It's all about different opinions here at the channel. It's good to have our debates and conversations. Winding someone up in a game to get in their head and abusing someone is very different. Okay, so how? How's it different? How's it different? Big Will says, Key, your prediction for the England game on Saturday. Prediction for the England game on Saturday. Ooh, Norway to win. Why has he took his shoe off? To be fair, how many times did John Terry use the I shagged your wife insult? Thing is, I don't necessarily think it was the insult that was the problem with John Terry, was it? It was more the action. It was the actual thing. I think if he let people know in advance that he was going to do it, it'd have been maybe less of an issue. Same with Giggsy. The Board of Banter. Maybe that should have been our channel name. Board of Banter. Comedy is subjective, Key. As is offence. As is offence. That's it. As the old adage goes, just because you were offended doesn't mean you're right. Luke, if something could put you in court for saying on the street, I think it's reasonable to not accept that on the pitch. Okay, so then we're drawing legal boundaries. That's fair enough. Again, though, different countries have different legal boundaries. At a World Cup, what's the precedent? You know, what gets you in? What is outraging public decency at a World Cup? This is why it's just these conversations are fascinating to me, because I think we can all agree what isn't okay, but the rules don't necessarily reflect that. It's quite nice. Well, not nice, but fascinating, let's say. Fascinating. Someone saying I shagged your missus, you only get offended if you think it happened. Yeah, some would, some wouldn't. No, I think there's quite a few people who'd get upset by that, even if they don't think it happened. Just at the mere suggestion. Especially if they were marking you. If they were marking you and they didn't just say it once, if they were in it all game. Yeah, I can see it in the stands there. She was well up for it. All this stuff. I'm telling you, that would massively get in your head. That would well get in your head. You'd freak out. You'd be kicking that guy up and down the pitch any chance you got, and he'd be winning. That would be what he would want. The moment you go for personal attacks, that's where it becomes abuse. There is a line. Okay, so if I called you a fat boy. Come on, fat boy, keep up. It's abuse. It's not nice. It's personal. It happens a bit in every game. Come on, fat boy, keep up. Say that to me getting on the bus. It's outrageous. Well, shows how shit this game is that we've gone into this rabbit hole. I love it. It's all good. Jesus Christ, look at he's got a big chunk taken out the back of his boot here. Imagine if Key banned everyone who called him Penguin. There'd only be 3 left in the chat. Harrison Transport, if England beat Argentina, I see England bringing it home. And Norway. Well, they've got to beat Norway first to get to Argentina, and somehow I don't see it. Nuno Mendes, what a strike that was. Took a big deflection, off the crossbar, so close. Key, you're delusional. Is that abuse? I mean, it isn't to me, but some people it would be. That's how I was brought up. That's kind of the whole hazing thing. Like, that was a point of pride. You can't hurt me. You can't. I haven't got any feelings you can hurt. That's how I was raised. So no, there's no offence. There's never any offence given here, or any offence taken. Not at least with me, anyway. It's very self-deprecating. Obviously, you can tell when people are just being rude for rude's sake. But then I just judge them. I just think, oh, what's the... You've obviously got to stick up your ass. You're not happy with something in life. Gamer Guru says, Jelly got timed out for calling you stupid, Key. Was that abuse and a step too far? Well, he got timed out not by me, I would say. Was that abuse? Yeah, I think it was. I think it was an attempt. There was an attempt to make that personal. And the mod stepped in. That's up to them. But, I have no issue. I have no issue with people saying whatever they want to say as long as it's not isms and all that stuff. Once we get into racism, homophobia and all that stuff, I don't agree with all that. And I think you've got to be very careful how you approach those sorts of conversations. Got to be respectful at all times. Even where we disagree. Perhaps even especially where we disagree. Long ball forward, Portugal. Getting to half time here. I thought over 1.5 in this game. So you're saying there is a line then? Well, maybe there's a line. There's a line on a YouTube channel. There's not a line on a football pitch. Or rather, there shouldn't be a line on a football pitch. I guess, is your argument that if someone gets called stupid on a football pitch, they should be timed out or yellow carded, red carded? No, I don't think you would argue that. I certainly wouldn't. I don't think anyone would argue that. So if you get called stupid on a football pitch, or let's say an even more offensive derivative of that word, yeah, it's abusive. Yeah, it's offensive to a lot of people. But I don't know if that necessarily constitutes a red card. I think the lines probably move for a YouTube channel and a football pitch. Thank you very much, Do Wangle. Appreciated. This is 100% going to extra time and pens, innit? It's 100% doing extra time and pens, for sure. Shelley, you tired, Key? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm good for this one. Absolutely fine for this one. Probably won't do Belgium, USA. I think you can avoid hurty words easier on... It must be Joe. Well, you can avoid them if you get rid of... If you ban people without... Just ban hammer. Smash the ban hammer every time someone comes in and is mega... You know, if someone's hurtful, if someone says something that's a bit nasty, if you just ban them every 5 minutes, yeah, you can avoid it that way. You'd lose a lot of YouTube comments though. There wouldn't basically be any comments or anyone in the chat. S. Martin, if someone calls it soccer, it should be a direct red. I think we can all agree with that. Terrible shot by Rodri. Yeah, I was going to say, at the end of the day, people take it for what it is. It's offensive to some, it's not offensive to others. Portugal come forward. We've got 6 minutes of added on time here. Lovely ball over the top. Ronaldo. Ooh, good run that, but well read by Unai Simon. That was better. Much, much better. Been mega impressed by Alex Baena at this tournament, I've got to say. Pete, there are lines on a footy pitch, Key. Halfway line and the goal line. Yeah. And again, just to be absolutely crystal clear, I think we can all agree there are lines in broader human conversation. Yeah, absolutely. I think we can all agree on that. He's miles off there. Imagine Key covers his mouth during a stream to a viewer and he gets an angry email like the ref versus Paraguay. Yeah. That's it. Alessio Demiri. Hi, Alessio. It's a free kick. Anthony Taylor's had his work cut out in this first half. Hey, I didn't realise the referees had their names stitched in the back here. I don't like that. That's absolute woke nonsense, that, isn't it? Game's gone. Why's the referee got his name on his back of his shirt? Oh, what's next? Referee sponsors. Anthony Taylor, sponsored by Michelin Tyres. What's going on? Oh, just covered my mouth. I can't believe it. Bradley says United stepping up their interest in Tchouameni. Yeah, of course they are. That's why I never cover my mouth when I cough. Can't risk getting a red. Covered my mouth when I had the flu the other day. Walked into Boots. Had a cough. They threw me out. Security came over, said, "Get out." None of that. Covering your mouth in here. Swifty says the two big decisions last night against England were everything I despise about modern football. What two big decisions? The Harry Kane penalty and the Kwanzaa red card. Did you not think that was a penalty for Mexico? I'm very surprised by that, Swifty. Bradley says Anthony Taylor sponsored by Gillette, the best a man can get. And Luke says that I think Colina probably the only ref that players would swap shirts with. I'm trying to think of others. Anders Frisk. Do you remember Anders Frisk? The guy who refereed Chelsea and Barcelona when Drogba went on his rant. He said disgrace. He said disgrace. I like the idea. Should put their postal address on the back too. Now. Come on. Swifty, I thought it was really soft. It would never have been given before VAR. I agree that I don't like that style of penalty. I agree with that. I don't like the fact that, you know, a player can just be kicking. He can go to clear a ball and someone nips in and gets in front of him and it's a penalty. I don't like that pen. But it is a penalty. Like, undeniably, he got none of the ball. He kicked through the player. It is a penalty, isn't it? It is. Whatever. I think if there is a threshold, we want that to be a pen. We do want that to be a pen. It's a pen in every in every game at the minute, even if VAR doesn't exist. I think we'd want that a pen. Hiller says that wasn't Frisk, it was a Vrebo. Was it really? Thought Anders... Was it, who did Anders Frisk referee? Well, I'm sure lots of people. Are you sure? That's well annoyed me, that. Anders Frisk. Yes, no, it was. It was Chelsea. Chelsea against Barcelona. I thought it was, and he retired after the game. Yeah, Anders Frisk. A volatile UEFA Champions League tie against Barcelona. Maybe it was a different... Yeah, you know, he sent off Drogba. That was him. Yeah. It was Anders Frisk. That was a bald ref, not Frisk. I think Frisk may have retired by then. Why is it saying here that it was Frisk then? Anders Frisk, a former elite Swedish referee whose sudden retirement in March 2005 was triggered by a torrent of death threats from Chelsea supporters following a volatile Champions League tie against Barcelona. The controversy erupted during the February 2005 Champions League round of 16 first leg match. We're thinking of two different Chelsea-Barca games, that's why. Frisk sent off Drogba and Chelsea lost 2-1. There was another Barca-Chelsea game, obviously. I think there was two, wasn't there? The ref should have the name of the political power bribing them on their back, just so we know. I thought Mexico were horrible and play acting a lot. They were, listen, yeah, I can't disagree with that. Halftime quiz, top 25 Portuguese player appearances in the Premier League. Ooh, here we go. Top 25 Portuguese players in the Premier League. Bruno's fourth, you said. Okay. Andre Gomez, Ruben Neves. I think Bruno Fernandes is fourth. Bernardo Silva is first. Jota's fifth. Okay. Cristiano Ronaldo. Not have Cristiano Ronaldo. Be surprised if he's not in there. Ruben Dias is 11th. Okay. Carvalho. I'm just thinking of Chelsea players now. Chelsea had loads, didn't they, when Mourinho first came? Chelsea Portuguese players. Is Ferreira there? Paulo Ferreira, Carvalho. Trying to think of others that might be. Thiago Mendes. No, he wouldn't have been in there, would he? Neto, maybe. Neto's at Chelsea now. Oh, what about him? What about the other fella? Portuguese Chelsea player. The one who kicked Gerrard in the back at Anfield. Or was it Benayoun? He kicked Benayoun in the back. Bosingwa, Ferreira, Carvalho, Neto. That's my contribution from a Chelsea standpoint. Nani is 15th. Ronaldo is 3rd. Moutinho, of course, is 9th. Carvalho 17th. Paulo Ferreira 16th. Who else have we got? Deco, Dallo. What about Jose Font? Deco maybe not quite enough. He arrived in the Premier League quite late, doesn't he? Jose Font might be. Jose Font is a possibility, I guess. He could be in there. Bosingwa's 21st. João Neves. Font is 7th. Good answer. Well done, everyone. Semedo. I think we've already got Nani. Yeah, we did have Nani. Nani was 15th. Cedric Suarez, says Jelly. Good answer. I think Cedric should be there, shouldn't he? He's been in the Prem a long time. Southampton, Arsenal. Been around for a while. I would imagine he's made enough for the top 25. It's hard to think, like, really, really old, like, old school top 25. How many? I can't think of too many, like, back in the day. Yeah, I can't think of too many, like, old Portuguese players. Who was, like, the first early Portuguese players in the Prem? Ricardo Vazte. He was Portuguese, wasn't he? West Ham, Bolton. Don't think he'd make top 25. Oh, Boamorti, Fulham, West Ham. A little bit at Arsenal. He was around for a little bit, Luis Boamorti. Cedric is 12th. Ruben Vinagre, not Moreles. Deco was a baller. Callum says, Key, what do you reckon? Extra time, or will we get a flurry of goals? Well, I've got over 1.5 in this. Ferrero Rocher. Beto's from Guinea, isn't he? Or is it Guinea-Bissau? I know he's from one of the two. I forget whether it's Guinea or Guinea-Bissau, where Beto is from. I think it's Guinea-Bissau, isn't it? Yeah, Guinea-Bissau. Abel Xavier. Could be Abel Xavier. Moist, good answer. Again, he was around for a while, playing for Liverpool, playing for Everton. Totti. Palinha. Rui Patricio. Yeah. Totti, Palinha, Rui Patricio. Abdi Rahman says, who's better so far? I would say... Oh, it's a mixed bag. I would say Spain have probably had the more dangerous chances, but Portugal have hit the crossbar and they have got forward too. So both teams have been all right. Semedo is 13th. So who have we got so far? Bosingua, Carvalho, Ferreira, Nani, Semedo, Suarez, Diaz, Delo, Moutinho, Neves, Fonte, Neto, Jota, Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luis Boamorti, Bernardo Silva. So it's more of the back end, isn't it? Pedro Mendes, yeah. Pedro Mendes has got to be there, hasn't he? Pedro Mendes was in the Premier League for ages. With Portsmouth and... Did he play for Tottenham at one point, Pedro Mendes? Pereira, yeah. Danilo Pereira for Leicester's not a bad shout. Andre Gomez for Everton, someone said as well. João Cancelo. Mateus Nunes as well. City wingback, well, City fullback, I guess, at the minute. Andre Gomez is 24th, good shout. Rui Patricio 20th. Hugo Viana. He's more known as a sporting director these days, isn't he? Pompey. Yeah, I remember him getting elbowed by Ben Thatcher. Remember that? Manchester City's Ben Thatcher. Mendes scored the halfway line goal that wasn't at Old Trafford. Yeah, the old Roy Carroll goal. Nunes is 18th. Ricardo Pereira 19th. Jose Sarr says Andy Foster. Did we not already said him? I think that's it, isn't it? Is that all of them? Sarr is 14th. No, Vitinha won't be. Vitinha wasn't there for long enough. Hugo Almeida. Hugo Almeida never played in the Prem, but a very tidy player, wasn't he? Domingos Quina. Again, I don't think he had quite enough in the Prem. Played for West Ham, played for Watford. Probably not that many appearances. Helder Postiga. Now there's a name. I remember Spurs fans being dead excited by him. Because it was either they was going to get either him or Nuno Mendes, and they went, no, we're gonna get Postiga. Postiga's gonna be the one. Fabio Carvalho, former Liverpool player. Carvalho again, I don't think he would be in the top 25. Hiller, who wasn't elbowed by Thatcher? Yeah. He did throw his arms about a bit. Damn, the travel man, he was shocking. Postiga. There's a few bad signings Spurs have had over the years. Sergei Rebrov never quite worked out. Pavlyuchenko. I'm trying to think of Spurs. Failed Spurs strikers. Welshwing, you still haven't got 10th, 22nd, 23rd and 25th. Oh, right, I thought we'd got them all. There's 4 left to get. 10th, 22nd, 23rd and 25th. Trying to think. Have we not got them all already? I thought we'd already cleared 25 though. We've had Cancelo. We've had Andre Gomez. We've had João Palhinha. Oh, we've not got 20. We've not got 22. I've not put 22 in. I don't know who 22 is. Can you give us a clue for 22? We've got Ricardo Pereira. We had Bosingwa, Rui Patricio, Mateus Nunes, Ricardo Carvalho, Ferreira, Paulo Ferreira, that was, Nani, Jose Sarr, Nelson Semedo, Cedric Suarez, Ruben Diaz, Diogo Dalot. Yeah, we did have number 10. Diogo Dalot was number 10, right? You said Diogo. Loads of people have said Diogo Dalot. That's your clue. Wolves. Wolves. Oh, what Christ, that doesn't help us. A Wolves Portuguese player. We've got Ruben Neves we've already had. Jose Sarr we've already had. Portuguese player. Didn't Manish... We've already had Moutinho as well. Yeah, we've already had Moutinho. Not Rui Costa. Fabio Silva. It wouldn't have been him. Fabio Silva's another Portuguese player. Played for... No. I'm trying to think of Portuguese. 25th fell out with Pep. 25th fell out with Pep. Have we not already got 25? We've already got 25. 25 was Cancelo. We got 25, right? Loads of people said Cancelo earlier. He's playing. Trincao. Trincao might not be a bad shout. Totti is 22nd. Good shout, Jelly. I wouldn't have got Totti. Would never have got Totti. Did anyone think that was a pen yesterday, by the way, with Brazil and Norway? Did you think that was a pen? The first one, I mean. The one that Bruno Guimaraes misses. Is that a pen? Because he gets something on the ball, doesn't he? I think that's all of them now, isn't it, Welsh? Yeah, it is. It's Totti. I think that's all of them. At least it is for what I've got written down here. João Cancelo, Andre Gomez, João Palhinha, Totti, Ricardo Pereira, Bosingwa, Rui Patricio, Mateus Nunes, Ricardo Carvalho, Paulo Ferreira, Nani, Jose Sarr, Nelson Semedo, Cedric Suarez, Ruben Diaz, and the top 10 is Diogo Dalot, João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, Jose Font, Pedro Neto, and the top 5 Portuguese players with the most Premier League appearances. Diogo Jota, God rest his soul. Bruno Fernandes 4th, Cristiano Ronaldo 3rd, Luis Boamorte 2nd, and Bernardo Silva is top. Good shout. Great quiz. Appreciate that, Welch. Top guy. Love that. No pen for me. In my opinion, it was a pen, even if he had a small touch. I can't really argue that this one was a pen. Ostergaard absolutely flies into him, doesn't he, with his elbow. No doubt at all, the second Brazil one is a penalty, for sure. But the first one, I don't know. It was a penalty, but Trump overturned it. That was a horrible elbow by the Norway player yesterday. What a world we're living in, by the way. Water in a can. That's all it is, by the way. Just pure still water. Haaland's daisy cutter was a smashing goal. No keeper saves that. No, it was unreal, wasn't it? Aaron, how do you think this one will play out? I think it's going to be extra time and penalties. I actually think it might finish 0-0, to be honest. We've had an awful lot of chances for both sides, but I just fancy it to be... Yeah, I don't know. I fancy Spain to go through in extra time, maybe on penalties. See, I've already won that one. Diogo Costa to make 2 saves. Unai Simon to make 1. Sorted. Aaron says you're not doing the States game, are you? I don't think so, mate. No, I think I'm going to miss the US game. I'm going to give it a wide berth. You don't beast Casemiro in the air without fouling him. He's very good, isn't he? But yeah. Portugal, Spain, so far 0-0. I wouldn't go as far as saying it's been dull or dour. It's been an interesting game to watch. But just no real breakthrough. There's been 2 shots on target for Portugal, 3 for Spain. 2 big chances as defined by Opta. Jelly, what's wrong with tap? Depends where you are in the country, I guess. Depends where you are in the world. Can't drink a lot of tap water some parts of the world. And I wouldn't drink a lot of tap water depending on where you are in the UK. Further south you get, you wouldn't touch the tap water. Shocking. You might as well drink out the toilet. Rampus30, world number 1 Arsenal hate watcher. Yay, that's me, mate. You called it. Allegedly. Where can I watch the game? It's on ITV. Oh, it's BBC. BBC One. If you're in the UK, it's BBC One. I don't know where in the world you are, mate, but BBC One, you can watch it. Citizens Key, I'm a big fan. Good lad. Really appreciate you, mate. George, my water's a bit chalky. A bit chalky. Ivan Toney's just signed for Crystal Palace. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Ivan Toney to Crystal Palace. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't think he'll come back to England, to be honest, Ivan Toney. I think he's going to be quite happy where he is. He's still quite... Well, I don't know about young. He's 30, but he's youngish, and he could come back to the Premier League, feasibly, I guess. Far post. Ramos for Ronaldo already. No chance. Nah, you got to keep Ronnie on. Keep him on. Eddie says, how do you think Olmo would do in the Premiership? I mean, I think Olmo's kind of similar in many ways to Martin Odegaard, I guess. He's not got massive pace, but he's got a wonderful sort of eye for threading a pass. He's very useful in the final third. I don't think he does enough, maybe, in terms of winning the ball back and being combative. But he's very, very good in the final third. I think he would be an astute replacement for Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United. I think if Man United were looking for a replacement for Bruno Fernandes, they could do a whole lot worse than Dani Olmo. He's the sort of player that I think would do okay as a replacement for Bruno Fernandes. And I think he's also getting to the point with Barcelona where he's almost not quite good enough for Barca. I mean, I think Barca would probably be looking to upgrade on Dani Olmo, I think. He played a lot last season. He's a big part of him last season. He started pretty much every other game, didn't he? And he played a lot off the bench as well. But yeah, he's an experienced player. I think if United were looking to move Bruno Fernandes on, Dani Olmo would maybe be one they would look at. Emerson from Toulouse has signed for Ipswich. Some mad deals going on this summer. Pete, Trump went through all that to overturn the red for you to miss the game. He'll send ice after you. Jelly says, I guess I understand why you buy water out of a can, but tap is not going to cause any harm. Oh, I'm not saying it's going to cause any harm, but I didn't buy these. So, I just got them. So, they're just nice and they stay cooler for longer. Hey, there's, what's his name? Antoine Chigurh. Anton Chigurh. What is that Anton Chigurh then? I think it was, wasn't it? I always get... It is Anton Chigurh, that, wasn't it? No Country for Old Men. Love that film. Don't put it in your pocket. It's a lucky quarter. Portugal play it forward here. Edge of the box. Cancelo. Terrible ball. Hydration break to be sponsored by Keys Water. This is 100% going to extra time, by the way. Lock in. Lock in, we are going to be here, I think, till about 10:30. Minimum. It's going to be an 10:30 finish, this one. Oh, that was silly. And it was Dani Olmo as well, who I've just been saying his use of the ball's very good. He very nearly gives the ball away there. Spain come back at it. Here we go. Driving forward. He's got a Yazabal with him. Yamal's over the far side. Yamal v Mendes. Drive. Oh, it's great defending that from Mendes. That's incredible defending. That's so good. As good as Yamal is. He absolutely read that. Look at that. Fabulous defending from Mendes. Mitch, how's the game with all these star players so dull? Sometimes teams just cancel each other out, mate. It happens. I wouldn't even say it's been dull. It's just not... It needs a goal, doesn't it? It does need a goal to wake this game up. Sarah, Jelly, United fans are upset because they're nicking the players they want. Yeah, agreed. Monmeister, hey, I bet you're happy with Norway's results. Portugal, far post. Oh, Ronnie gives a big thumbs up there. He's happy with the cross. It just couldn't quite go in the end. A shandy then, barman. A shandy, is that what you have? Lager shandy? I'm not sure what I would have made your drink out to be, Shell. I'm not sure I'd have said you're a shandy drinker. Something tells me. I thought you were a Malibu and Coke type of gal. I'm good, George. Yeah, mate, I'm good. How are you? That's gone out for a throw-in to Portugal. Christian Vieri there. What a player he was, by the way. I'm a big fan of the cameraman always cutting to random players in the crowd who have nothing to do with either nation. Christian Vieri never played in Portugal. He never played in Spain. He has nothing to do with either nation. Oh, what a run this is by Yamal. What a run. And it's a great ball in as well. And I think he's got every right to be asking Oyarzabal to be in there. He's got every right to be saying, you've got to get in that danger area. It's a wonderful run by Yamal. He finally gets the best of Nuno Mendes. And I think Mendes has hurt himself here, has he? No, he's back up. He's all right. West Ham considering a 30 million bid for James McAtee. West Ham. Honestly, McAtee didn't work out for him at Forest at all. 30 million quid's a lot of money for McAtee. He probably would do okay in the Championship, but not 30 mil. How's it going, Taylor? Good to see you. 3 stars says Alan Pardew's fuming apparently on TalkSport after Glasner's gone to Forest, saying Glasner and Marinakis deserve each other. Oh, see, I don't think there's anything wrong with Glasner. I think the way that Forest have treated Vitor Pereira is wrong. The way that Forest went about it and Marinakis was, I thought that was despicable. So, for that reason, I think they'll find that a lot of people are quite happy with any ill that befalls Nottingham Forest this season. I think the neutrals will be quite happy with. Oh, that's a free kick and a yellow card, surely. Oh, Anthony Taylor. Even Ronaldo's not complaining. Oh, Mendes is down. I told you, he didn't look right. He didn't look right after that run. Yamal seems to have got the better of him, and he might have pulled his hammy, I think. Yeah, he's down. And that might be Mendes' tournament there. That might be his tournament over. That sprint against Yamal as he dives in. Gets a big block on it, but you can see him immediately. He just doesn't quite look right, and I think Lamine Yamal might have done his job here. He might be getting a backup left back coming on for Portugal. Who would it be? Who would they actually bring on in this circumstance at left back? Maybe it would be Nelson Semedo. Would it be a Nelson Semedo? Would it be... I can't see him putting Inacio there. Inacio has played left back before, but maybe Dalot. It feels like they've got a lot of right backs, haven't they? They've got a lot of right backs. Dalot, Semedo. That's it, really. Move probably Cancelo to left back. It's going to be that, isn't it? Yeah. Cancelo to left back, I would imagine. And Nuno Mendes off, injured. Big blow for Roberto Martínez, and it is going to be Nelson Semedo. It's the obvious choice, isn't it? He's had a good game as well, hasn't he, Mendes? Done well. He's absolutely had Lamine Yamal. I think Lamine Yamal will fancy his chances against Cancelo, to be honest. George, I had a car accident last year. My dad was driving under the alcohol. Oh, God. I hope everything was all right, mate. Wasn't a great time. But I hope everything's all good, man. He's a cracking penalty taker too, though he did miss in the Champions League. Who? Cancelo? Did he? I don't remember that. Unai Simon has the ball at his feet. Spain going long. But they're not picking up the second balls. Portugal have been first to most of the second balls today. I think they've wanted it more, maybe. Spain have benefited from sort of quick transitions, not those direct long balls. Portugal going very direct as well. It's really surprising. Two teams who've never really had that sort of an approach, have they? They've never benefited. None of them have got big, tall centre forwards. I don't understand why you would go long and direct and try and pit, like Laporte against Ronaldo. Ronaldo in the air is very good, but he's not a target man, is he? You're not going to play him as a target. I don't understand why you're going to go wide. And it's not even like they're going direct, centre forward. They're playing it out to the wings. So they're actually playing it out towards João Felix and Neto. And João Felix and Neto, I guess they could beat Porro Cucurella in the air, but it just seems a bit of a mismatch. Ah, Mendes, sorry. Well, we've got 30 to go. Big 30 to go. Ben Watkinson. Hey, Key, is football coming home? I don't think so, mate. No, I don't think so. It was a very good performance from England, though, last night, I've got to say. I still think Norway beat us. I think we end up getting rode on. We get rode on by the Vikings, I think. What do you think, though? More importantly, what do you think? Forget what I think for a minute. What do you think? Is it coming home? Can England do it? Yeah, absolutely they can. Will they do it? No, of course they won't. Here's the ball played into the channel. Portugal into the area. Lovely ball. Far post. Ronaldo. Too easy. Far too easy. Shahid says Spain have been so disappointing in this match. And Spain still not conceded a single goal yet. I don't know why I thought there'd be 2 goals in this game. I really thought we'd see Spain maybe score first. But, well, evidently not. Benjamin says we can easily beat the Norwegians. I believe we'll get to the final and lose depending on who we play. I think we'd lose to both of these. I really do. I think England would lose to both of them. And I think we'll lose to Norway anyway. I've just not got a... Yeah, I've just not got a lot of faith in England. Sarah says Stones and Gay know how Haaland plays, which could be an advantage. It could be. I mean, I guess knowing how Haaland plays and stopping him are 2 separate things, aren't they? I think that's... A lot of people will know the sort of moves that Haaland will make. Just can't stop him. He's an absolute animal. He's just physically so far ahead of people that I don't think Stones and Gay could stop him. Even if they got a text in advance and told, this is what run he's going to make, and it wouldn't matter. They're not catching him. Benjamin, you have to agree that the Mexico game produced some quality football. Oh, it did. Oh, there's no doubt about that. Yeah, it produced some great football. I just don't think it was a... Was it a really, really good performance? First half, probably not. Strike! Oh, over the bar. No, I think it was a feisty performance from England, and they showed grit and determination. But I think a better side puts England away last night. Mexico really, really will... They were so poor in front of goal, Mexico. England gave them so many chances. Probably should have been at least level at half-time, if not in front. Even though England are 2-0 in front and look like they're cruising, Mexico still probably should have been at least level. That's how good they... Well, that's how poor England were defensively. To corner again to Spain... And then second half, England are fair enough, they're 3-1 in front. But then we go a man down with 30 minutes to go and Mexico have a penalty. So at 3-2 with 30 minutes to go and a man extra, I think both of these teams, for example, would put England away. I think Argentina would put England away. I think Norway would put England away in that circumstance. But it was a good performance. Luke says, I don't fancy that Norway defence much, even more than the England defence. England should win. It won't get harder than Mexico at the Azteca until France. See, I don't buy that. I don't think Mexico at the Azteca, that's kind of a mythical thing, Mexico at the Azteca. No, I don't believe that. If you look at the teams they've beaten over that 60-odd year period, it's like St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they've beaten 3 times, and Trinidad and Tobago 4 times, and Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala. These are the teams that they've been playing for the vast majority of the time at the Azteca. I think there was a bit of a myth around Mexico and how hard it would be to play at the Azteca. The hardest thing was the altitude. I don't think it was necessarily the stadium or the team itself. We should reappoint McLaren. The Wally with the brolly. Mr. Al-Shamari, Key, I have a horrible feeling that England will win the World Cup. Do you not want England to win it, mate? Who do you want to win it? Sarah says Mexico had 20 shots, but they had the same as England, 5 shots on target. Yeah, that's what I mean. They just so many chances in front of goal that they just weren't very good. Weren't very good in front of goal. S. Martin, as a Norwegian, I would say I see Brazil as a bigger task than England at the moment. I think Brazil have got a better squad. Yeah, I think Brazil have got the better squad than England, and I think if you beat Brazil, and comfortably beat Brazil, by the way, I think England shouldn't really hold too much fear for Norway. Crazy thing is, if Norway actually knock England out, honestly, I think the change in, like, it's on a bit of a knife edge at the minute. England supporters are almost a bit like Arsenal supporters, in the sense that Mikel Arteta winning the league was like manager of the year, one of the best managers of all time. He's unbelievable. What a great manager, an absolute all-timer. He's up there with the legends. But if he'd have lost the league, and he was very close to, if he'd have lost the league and finished the season with no trophy again, then he would have been derided as this absolute shell of a manager, absolutely shocking manager. And it's kind of the same with Thomas Tuchel, isn't it? Thomas Tuchel will be, he's at the minute, he's like flavour of the month. Everyone's saying, what a guy, what unbelievable manager. Tommy Tuchel's England. If we get knocked out by Norway, there'll be effigies. It's Luke says, I like Berg for Norway. He's always looked great in Europa with Bodo too. Yeah, I think Patrick Berg's been a real performer for Norway in this World Cup as well. Tease boy, Jesus Christ, let it go with the Arteta thing. It's true though, isn't it? It's true. I mean, you can say let it go, but you're not disputing the point. The point is very valid. Tuchel will become the German when we lose. That's it. Yeah, he's forgotten that he's German when when England are winning. You'll see all the German headlines coming out. All the puns. Norway are the wiener. England are the worst. Spelt W-U-R-S-T, like Bratwurst. That was the joke. Spain driving forward here. What will people in Germany do when Tuchel wins England the World Cup? Again, I don't think they'll be bothered because they've got Klopp. City of Northville, if we played that game 3 times in a row, are you confident England wins all 3? No, absolutely not. Thomas says England will get to the final now, in my opinion. Gay v Haaland and Rice v Odegaard will be a big benefit for us, players who know them inside out from training. Knowing them inside out from training doesn't mean you can stop them. That's the thing. I don't think Rice has had a great tournament, to be honest, and I honestly really don't think it matters. Stones and Gay knowing what Haaland will or won't do. They can't. Knowing he's going to do it doesn't mean they can stop him, and I don't think they will. Oliverian, Arteta would have been hounded out of the club after this season if they didn't win. It's true enough. Key, I think Burn wouldn't be bad versus Haaland again, especially if he just sticks on him. Oh, Dan Burn is against Haaland is a nightmare. Anyone against Haaland is a nightmare. There's nobody who's going to physically match Haaland. The only way you work against Haaland is by sort of accepting. You put 2 on him and accept that somebody else is going to have the run on you. Somebody else is going to get the run. You're going to have to leave a player free. And that's the only way. The only way that England deal with Haaland is to somehow maybe you put Jed Spence or you put... Maybe it is Dan Burn. I don't know. But you're gonna have to find a way of just marking him out the game. He doesn't get the ball. That's what Ferguson did, isn't it, with Pirlo. Pirlo put Park Ji-sung on Pirlo and said... All we want you to do is just follow him round the pitch. Don't even look at the ball. You go where he goes. And, yeah, it worked to an extent. And I think that's kind of what England are going to have to do with Haaland. Is it doesn't matter. If it's going to go to Strand Larsen, if it's going to go to Odegaard, if it's going to go to Noosa, fine. We can deal with that. What we can't deal with is it going to this fella. Because if you mark Haaland out the game, you probably win. Oliverian says the downfall if Arteta can't retain the title this season will be biblical. Can't believe Gabriel allowed him that running start on the header. Yeah, Gabriel wasn't... Again, Gabriel's not been that good for Brazil. I don't think Saliba's been that good for France. It kind of proves the point, doesn't it, that they are system players who play in a very, very rigid system that protects them a lot. I don't think they are individually the best centre-backs in the world. Is that not what every side tries? I think it probably is to some extent, isn't it? I don't know, though. Maybe not. Maybe not. Some people probably back the centre-backs to have a... Like, I think France, when they played... Well, they didn't play Haaland, did he? Haaland was left out. I don't know. There's probably some centre-backs who think, no, player for player, I can beat him. Reese, I wish I could be like you in a way, remain subjective and watch tournaments subjectively. You talk about England honestly, but with almost the same head-patting tone as you do Everton. Oh, is that how it comes across? There is a little bit of head-patting, I guess, with Everton. It's meant to sound condescending. And I don't like that, because that is disrespectful. And my granddad wouldn't like it, he was a big Everton fan. But... It's a rivalry at the end of the day. They call us all sorts, so I can live with being called condescending towards Everton. Haaland's mentality is something else too. Hard to properly get in his head. Yeah, no hurty words hurting Haaland, is there? He just trusts he'll eventually get the chance, and 9 times out of 10 he scores. Rafa Leao coming on for João Felix. João Cancelo off for Diogo Dalot. So Dalot's now gone to left back. Thomas Bennett, I'd love to see Vidic versus Haaland. Yeah, Vidic wouldn't have the better of Haaland either. I think, to be honest, prime Van Dijk got the better of Haaland. I think you need to be a physical monster with the pace and strength to match him. And I don't think Terry would have done well against Haaland. And I think there's very, very few... I think Rio Ferdinand would have been better against Haaland than Vidic. And Vidic was a better defender than Ferdinand, for sure. But Yeah, those type of play, you need a physical beast to match Haaland, and there's not been many of them centre backs about. It's Luke says, did you read about the Serbian FA mafia threatening Vidic? No, what's happened there? I haven't heard anything about that. Free kick for Spain. 18 minutes to go. Still 0-0. I don't think my my over 1.5 goals is going to happen. Yamal, good save over the bar. I need a Portugal shot on target and I need 2 goals in the game. He criticised them, then it's leaked that they were threatening to off him if he didn't back off. Ooh. But you would, wouldn't you, to be fair? Don't say anything nasty about us again. Alright, mate, no problem. Yep, you got it. You got it, mate. No probs. Chimey says the same Vidic who won Player of the Year twice. I mean, he wasn't playing against anyone like Haaland. Different game then. Like I said, Vidic was a better defender than Ferdinand, but I think Ferdinand would fare better against Haaland. Key, most of the country believes. Yeah, but mate, that's the same every tournament. Most of the country believes every single year with England. Every single tournament. It happens every time. It's going to go to extra time. There'll be a last-minute winner for Spain, says Mr. Al-Shamari. Here's Olmo. Good ball into the channel. Wonderful run. Here's Yamal. He's got to find him on the far side. Terrible pass. Terrible pass. Portugal come away with it. We've passed our hardest challenge by beating Mexico at the Azteca. Yeah, our hardest challenge so far, mate. You've got to remember, England have only played for 5 games. If you'd have said England will lose to either Congo, Ghana, Panama, Croatia, or Mexico, you'd have said that's a real letdown. You'd have been disappointed, wouldn't you? So I don't think there's anything. It's one of them. England are expected to win, and quite rightly so. Mexico, Ghana, Panama, Croatia, Congo. And we flattered to deceive in the games we have won. There's not been any, unbelievable, resounding England performance. Portugal strike side netting. Most of the country believes in astrology. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, most of the country still checking their the star signs. Do they still do star signs in the paper? Mystic Meg. Saturn is in Uranus and all that stuff. The moon of Jupiter's in... I don't know. If you're a Pisces, you'll feel very, very good this week. Expect a new challenge. They're always really disconcertingly vague, aren't they? Benjamin says, I get it, but you can't deny that Tuchel's got a good plan. I thought he managed the game well. I will say that. I'll give Tuchel credit. I thought at 3-1 up last night, Kwanzaa gets sent off. Yes, I absolutely thought England managed the game well. Game management was brilliant. Came in Riderman, knock on wood if the poisoning in France 98 repeats. And Gary Dorrington says, Key, you said Mexico would defeat England. I said no. You called it, Gary. Yeah, you called it. It was very close. But yeah, I did. I got it wrong. I thought Mexico would knock us out. I also think Norway will knock us out. So maybe I'll be wrong again. Who knows? This charming Dan says, most of the country believes that's why it'll be funny if we don't win it. The head loss will be hilarious from the media bell ends. Service is key. Some people still pray to God. So who is worse? Hey, no, listen, it's more that I don't understand the whole astrology thing. I understand the religion thing. I just don't really understand the astrology thing. If it came across as mocking the astrology thing, I didn't mean to. I guess people can have faith in whatever they want to have faith in. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And that's my own ignorance. Literally, Trennan says, hey, Key, thoughts on the game so far? Thoughts on the game so far? It's been pretty drab second half, better first half. Jeff says, how can you say we didn't play well last night? Because I don't believe we did play particularly well last night. I thought Mexico should have taken us to extra time, to be honest. I think they deserved to take us to extra time. Good pass. Olmo! Hit it! Oh, it's going to go for a corner to Spain. I don't genuinely believe we'll lift the World Cup, but I dare to dream and believe that sooner or later we will win. 60 years seems like a good number for our toast to land butter side up again. Like that expression. Thomas says Mexico were just crossing, which I thought was odd with the size of our squad compared to them. Yeah, I was mega disappointed with how Mexico played at 3-2, 25 minutes to go with an extra man. I think any other decent side wins that game. Or at least gets it back level and takes us to extra time. And England in extra time with no Harry Kane, I think goes out. Yeah, I think any other team would have had him. Oh, Spain, big chance. How's that not gone in? 79 minutes is a claim for the handball here. Big claim for the handball from Ferran Torres. Is it a handball? I don't think you're going to get this. Oh, behave yourself, handball. Shut up, lad. Behave, soft lad. Never handball. They'll claim for anything. Davy Allen, Morocco v France will be some game. Fancy Morocco. Wouldn't be surprised with this tournament the way it's going. City of Northfield, whenever I find myself the minority results opinion in a room full of passionate home supporters, I always start offering personal pets. It's going to be a handball and a free kick to Portugal. I don't even know. Says the day Key predicts England to win a game will be the day England bottle it. Well, I predicted us to win against Ghana. Got that wrong. Predicted us to win against Panama. Got that right. Predicted us to win against Congo, but very nearly didn't get that right. But yeah, I think Norway will be a step too far. Norway have got players that can really hurt England in the final third, and as many chances. England do give up chances. We give up chances. We did against Croatia. We did against Panama and Ghana. Listen, let's be honest. Let's call it for what it is. If the referee makes the right decision, Ghana beat England. Don't they? The referee got a massive decision wrong. England benefited. That should have been a penalty. 1,000,000% a penalty to Ghana. They should have won that game. Here's Rafa Leao. What a run. Really want to see Rafa Leao in the Premier League next season. Honestly, I'd be quite happy if he came to Liverpool. I like him a lot. Key, who's going to start at right back versus Norway with Nusa being in good form? I think you're going to put Konza there. I think you'd have to put Ezri Konza. Ezri Konza to right back. Or maybe not. Maybe it's Jed Spence. Maybe it's Jed Spence right back and it's Nico O'Reilly. Because Jed Spence may be right back. Spain, what are you doing? Oh, it's so poor. 82 minutes. They just keep getting to the edge of the box and not really doing a whole lot. Here's Ronaldo. Through the middle. No. I think Spain have been average. They've not been great, have they, Sarah? Certainly in the final third. Neither team have been at their absolute best. Noosa was shite last night. He didn't need to be very good, did he? Who's this coming on now? Conceição for Neto. I like Conceição. Nearly as good as his dad, him. Conceição. Yeah, Conceição on Bernardo Silva. New Real Madrid star. Bernardo Silva for Vitinha. Sarah says, no, not Spence. Well, who do you want? Who do you want to start at right back? It's got to be Spence or Konza, hasn't it? George, the problem with football is not many fans do call out horrific decisions if their team benefits from it. However, rivals do it if a team they hate gets it. They get angry over the decision. Yeah, it's just tribal nonsense, isn't it? Hiller says, James is ready for Norway. Oh, well, if Reece James is back, then that makes things a bit easier. Yes, start Reece James. If he's back, start Reece James. That should be good. Gary says, Key, every team's had a bad result besides France, so they're due one. I know, but okay, but what I would say about that, Gary, is that every team that could win it, should win it, I think has had a really good performance. And I don't think there's been any convincing England win yet. Do you? Do you think there's been any really convincing England win? I thought we looked very vulnerable against Croatia. Certainly against Congo. Even Panama. A couple of chances where they go through clean on goal. And, you know, there was that tight offside decision where they scored. How's it going, Rasta? Thomas says, as a United fan, it's good to see streaks of Rashford in him with attitude and work rate. Whenever I've seen him in the Italian league, seems like he doesn't have an ounce of defending in him. Oh, Leao, sorry. Leao's good to see streaks of Rashford in him. I really like Rafa Leao. I think he's very good. Very, very good. He's got bags of pace. He would suit the Premier League really well. Like, how are you going to deal with France's attack if they struggle with Mexico? Exactly. Yeah, Mexico put 2 past us and probably should have put 4. Any other attack puts 3 or 4 past England. Certainly Haaland. Certainly, now you're getting into the nitty-gritty. You know, now you're talking about Messi and Alvarez. You're talking about, you know, Yamal. You're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo can finish. You know, you've got a lot of players in there who can finish, and you're not talking about a 35-year-old Raul Jimenez and Julian Quinones. Both of whom have had good tournaments, but, you know, if you've only got 5 shots on goal to save your life, you're probably picking Messi and Alvarez over Julian Quinones. Far post, easy claim that for the keeper. It's Luke says, has Vitinha been underwhelming this World Cup? I may have just not watched him closely enough. He's been okay. He's been all right. I think Portugal have been quite underwhelming. I'd almost file Portugal in the same bracket as England. You know, that big win against Uzbekistan, you have to kind of caveat with, well, yeah, but it was Uzbekistan. Congo, really, really poor. Their game against Congo was very similar to our game against Congo. And Colombia was kind of iffy as well. Same as Ghana, I guess. So Portugal's performance in this tournament, I think, has been it's almost mirrored England's. And I think, yeah, Vitinha's probably had a similar experience to Rice. They've done a decent job. Chimey says, Leao is exactly 100% like Rashford. Wouldn't want lazy wingers anywhere near United. Well, you've got Rashford for next season. You're not going to get another winger at United because you've got Rashford now. He's staying. Shell says, Key, who did you say is the better at pens out of these two? Oh, probably Portugal. Looking at the two teams, looking at the two players on the pitch, two sets of players on the pitch, I think you'd have to say you'd have Ronaldo taking a pen, wouldn't you? You'd have Bruno Fernandes taking a pen. I think you'd have João Neves taking a pen. I'd fancy Bernardo Silva and I'd fancy Rafa Leao. So if you're talking Leao, Bernardo Silva, Neves, Ronaldo, Fernandes, those five, that's a hell of a five penalty takers, isn't it? Spain, edge of the box, Torres. Whereas if you compare that to Spain's penalty takers, you've probably got Oyarzabal, you've got Lamine Yamal, Rodri, maybe Porro, maybe Fabian Ruiz, maybe Mikel Merino. They've got players there, but I would edge Portugal. Gary says, Key, I'm watching this game and no one can finish. There's no guarantee Haaland will score, as it is with Harry Kane. Delor's good at pens, and I'm not even joking. It's Luke says Rashford will leave on loan again, I think. I don't think Rashford's going to go anywhere. He's on massive amounts of money, and he's made it very clear that he's happy to stay at Man United if another deal can't be reached. Yeah, yellow card from Anthony Taylor. Bruno Fernandes is saying first one. I think there's an ask there that it's... yeah, I'm not sure that's a yellow card. It is a yellow, but Bernardo Silva booked. Probably not the first time we've ever said that. Thomas says, I can't stand Rashford. Never thought I'd be saying this 5 years ago, but Barca defo chose the right English winger. It's mad, isn't it? Because they paid double what the agreement price was with Man United. They paid double, obviously a lot less in wages. Anthony Gordon's probably on maybe 150 grand a week. Rashford was on close to 300, if not more, at Man United. Well, he's on 350 at United, isn't he? So if Barca signed him, he's probably not taking a massive pay cut. And I think that's why Rashford will end up staying at United. I just don't think anyone's going to be interested in them sorts of numbers. Oh, nearly Ronaldo there. Callum says, just call this penalties now. It's coming. It's Luke says, Gordon showed last night why off the ball he's so much better. Yeah, intensity, work rate, raw pace. I think Gordon was brilliant against Congo as well when he came on. He gets the he gets 2 assists basically, doesn't he, for the 2 Harry Kane goals. Gordon at Barcelona will be fascinating next season because Rashford did brilliantly well. I thought Rashford had a great 28 goals and assists in 48 appearances for Barca. He didn't have a bad season at all. But obviously they looked at that deal, didn't they? They looked at those numbers and thought, still 35 million quid and 350 grand a week. Oh, big chance, Spain are in. It's there. It's 1-0. Just as the goal, as the injury time goes up, just as the added time board went up for 6 added minutes, a lovely little slip pass in, and it's Mikel Merino off the bench. Wow. Cat amongst the pigeons. Ronaldo's gutted and he's saying, come on, we need to get back up for this. Spain have broke him at the death. Oh, what a big moment in this game, in this World Cup. Mikel Merino off the bench, as he's so often done. That might be the match winner. He's onside. There's no question about it. Quick Spain free kick. They're just sleeping, aren't they, Portugal? And it's a fabulous run. Oh, he's miles onside. It's a fabulous run. Merino just drifts forward. And in that position, honestly, given he's not actually very good as a defensive midfielder, is he, Merino? I've never really watched him in midfield and thought, yeah, smart signing that from Arsenal. He's a brilliant number 9. Off the bench, impact sub. He's incredible. I've never seen a finisher like him. So good. Fabulous finish from Mikel Merino. And now Portugal have got it all to do. Bye-bye, Ronaldo. Don't be so certain just yet. He's done this before, Ronaldo. Portugal can still shock, I'm telling you. Portugal can still do it. Come on, I want extra time in this one. I'm craving extra time now. I thought this game's deserved it. Portugal are gone. Thomas says, funny thing is, Barca had a buy option of 30 mil. They wanted to restructure a deal for 18 mil. Imagine how that makes Rashford feel. Well, yeah, it must make him feel terrible knowing that they paid 4 times that amount for Anthony Gordon in the end. Adzi says, Marino does come up with some clutch goals, to be fair. He always does, doesn't he? He always does it for Arsenal. He's always done the business for him off the bench. Fabulous footballer. Portugal down the right-hand side. Got 3.5 minutes left to go. Maybe a touch more added time, given the goal celebration. You might maybe get 4. They've got to come up with something here, though. They've got to find a way. It's another yellow card from Anthony Taylor to Semedo, who drags down. It wasn't Semedo, it was Vega, Renato Vega. Don't know why Semedo's been booked. Maybe he's been booked for kicking. Actually, he wouldn't want to kick the ball away, would he? Ryan Martin, another Arsenal player, coming up with the goods. It's about time they come up with the goods during the World Cup. Lovely, lovely football from Spain, that. Cheers, Rasta. Thank you very much. We've got Argentina versus Egypt tomorrow, folks. Make sure you've liked and subbed. Here's Rafa Leao down the left-hand side. Keeps it in. He's up against Porro. Got to get the right ball in here. Playing a bit safe here. Portugal, lots of bodies in the box, but it's too easy. Far too easy. Here's Conceição. Up against Cucurella. Got to drive. Got to drive. Get to the byline. Too safe yet again. No, Bruno Fernandes. That's not the ball. It's going to go out to Rafa Leao on the far side. Is he on? He is. He stands up Porro. This is too easy. This is too easy. Give it off. Come on, 2 minutes left, Portugal. Leao. Not a great ball in again, Spain. Clear it with Fabian Ruiz. Hoofed up the pitch. Hanging on here. This charming down. If Portugal go out here, I wonder if Ronaldo will be crying. Will be as funny as Neymar last night. He will cry, won't he? Of course he'll cry. Ronaldo's looking down the barrel here. He's looking down the last 60 seconds of his World Cup career. It all hinges on this. It's a huge, huge moment for Ronaldo, who would have hoped, he would have dreamed, wouldn't he, that the World Cup might be the last, that might be just one little last adventure at 41 years of age. Maybe I can win the World Cup. Oh, it's a dreadful ball. And it's out on the far side. And Spain have got the ball with 60 seconds left. That might be it, you know. That might be it. Oh, Spain give the ball away now. Now this is it. This is last chance saloon. This really is the last chance. Portugal drive forward. Messi versus Salah tomorrow. 5 o'clock kickoff, that one. Don't forget to hit like if you've not already. Final few seconds. Here's Conceição v Cucurella. Got to stand it up. Big chance. Header. Oh, roof of the net. Oh, you've got to put that away. Oh, it's Bernardo Silva as well. That was the moment. Hey, and now Bernardo Silva's having little words there. Who's he having a go at? Is he having a go at Rodri? Who's he shouting at? Is he shouting at Rodri? Whoa! Bernardo Silva and Rodri. Oh, do you know what? I think he has to score that. That's the moment for Portugal. He has to score it. Absolutely has to put that one away. Oh, and there's your chance. How do you like it, Portugal? There's going to be a change for Spain here. This might just delay it a little bit longer. I don't know why they do this. I don't know why why are you making a change? Borja Iglesias coming on for a Yazabal. He's barely going to get a kick. I don't think he's going to get a touch. The referee's going to maybe add another minute on, possibly. There was a goal scored in extra time. It's already 97 minutes. The goalkeeper's... I don't know if we're going to get another chance here. Is the ref going to give any more time? Anthony Taylor. He's looking at his watch already. Yeah, he's had another glance at it. Portugal might get one last attack. They're going to have to make very, very quick moves here, though. The referees have been told to blow up on time. They've already been warned about this, and you can't keep going backwards, Portugal. You've not got time. You've got to get it forward. 98 minutes on the clock. Come on. That's a dreadful pass, and it's a throw-in. Not sure how much longer Anthony Taylor can allow him here. You might have got an extra minute for the sub. You might have got an extra minute, maybe, at a push. That's a foul, referee, and a free kick, surely. It is a free kick. It's a free kick to Portugal. This is going to be your last chance saloon. Yellow card for Ferran Torres. This is it. This is it. We're into the 99th minute. Ferran Torres upends Flavio Conceição. Not Flavio Conceição, it's his dad. Oh no, Sergio Conceição's his dad. Right, the goalie's coming forward. Diogo Costa's in the box. He's even saying, come on, get in. We don't need any men back. What are you defending for? It's all on Bruno Fernandes here. The cross has to be perfect from Bruno. Why have you got two players over the ball? Just one will do. Get him in the box. Great ball in. Header. Oh, glanced off the front post. And again, João Neves. And that's it. The referee's blown, has he? He has. It's full time. Ronaldo's out of the World Cup. That's him done. Yeah, he gives a big exhale, almost like he's been expecting it. 1-0 full time. Spain nick it in extra time. Well, in added time at the end of the second half. Mikel Merino. What a finish that was. It was, do you know what? In the end, that wasn't a bad game, was it? That wasn't a bad game at all. It was a wonderful performance from Spain defensively. Contained Portugal, limited them to very, very few chances. And they took the one real chance that came their way in the second half. Massive moment that for Spain. Thank fuck Ronaldo never won a World Cup. Christ, don't tempt fate. He might be back at 45. He'll be straight back in the oxygen tank after this game going, right, we can make it. We can make it 2030. Johan Wissa, Andy Langer did more than Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo at this World Cup. Yeah, it's not been a great World Cup for Bruno Fernandes either. A lot of the reputation of Bruno Fernandes as one of the best players in the world has taken a bit of a beating at this tournament as well. Evening, that boy Johnny. How's it going? Right now, Spain. Spain are through. And they will play the winners of USA and Belgium, won't they? Yeah, USA-Belgium. With Argentina and Egypt to play the winners of Switzerland and Colombia. We're going to do both of them games tomorrow, by the way. Argentina, Egypt, Switzerland, Colombia. I'll be live for both of those. USA-Belgium tonight at 1 a.m. I am absolutely going to watch it, but I don't think I'm going to stream it. I'm going to see how I feel. I probably won't stream that one. Because, again, chances are there's going to be storms, apparently. So that one might get delayed again. But we will absolutely be there for Argentina, Egypt, and Switzerland, Colombia. And we'll be there for France v Morocco as well. There's a delay on that. So France v Morocco is on the 9th, which is it Thursday? Yeah, France v Morocco is on the 9th. On Wednesday, there is no World Cup football. No World Cup football at all on Wednesday. But I will still be live at the Matchday Tavern right here. We will be watching the European Under-19s Championships semi-finals, which does take place on Wednesday. If you want to join me, you can watch that one for free. It's on UEFA.tv. I'm going to be doing a watch-along for it. Hopefully you'll join me. We'll see the team. Let's have a look at the players who will be starring at the next World Cup. There's some great players on display. Pitark for Spain. There's a lot of fabulous players. Germany's in the semi-final as well. I think Ukraine are as well. Maybe Denmark too in the UEFA Under-19s European Championships. So maybe you'll join me for that. We'll have lots and lots of good watch-alongs. And yeah. Locke says, what's your thoughts on the Balogun situation? I honestly, we talked about it earlier, mate. I don't think that Balogun will start. I'd be surprised if he starts. I think the USA might try and avoid that whole... Because there'll be a legal challenge. If they start him, I think there'll be a legal challenge after the game. Whereas if he doesn't play at all and they still beat Belgium, then... Yeah, I think he'll probably be on the bench. I think he'll just be on the bench. But hey-ho. Lots of love, everyone in the chat. If you haven't already, do us a favour. Hit like, maybe subscribe if you fancy these watch-alongs going forward. We're going to be doing the World Cup as it reaches its climax. Interested to hear from you guys who you think's going to win it. Rob says he's defo going to start. Well, he might do. He might do. And honestly, I don't see a big issue in Trump or the US asking for FIFA to review it. The bigger issue for me is FIFA. I actually have no issue with the US asking for them to rescind it or delay it, which is what it was. It wasn't. They've not said it's not a red card, importantly. They've said it is a red, but he won't serve it now. Which I guess is fine if FIFA say that is the case for everyone. So, for example, Jarrell Kwanzaa's will be overridden as well, I would imagine, by that logic. We'll see. Good to see everyone anyway. I will be back tomorrow for Argentina versus Egypt. Have a nice night, everyone. Enjoy USA Belgium if you are going to stay up for it. And lots of love. Enjoy your night. Take it easy. Ta-ra. Back for Argentina, Messi v Salah tomorrow.